You're watching the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Now it's time for the Brent and Austen Show.
Welcome to Training Camp 2026. Happy football season, everybody, and also a welcome to the Brent and Austen Show. Obviously, from camp to back in studio with Austen in just a moment, and we have team coverage of the Jaguars every single day of camp and, of course, all season long. Players reported on Tuesday. The rookies and the quarterbacks were in over the weekend. Of course, we were here at Jags headquarters on Monday visiting with Liam Cohen and Trevor Lawrence. So as James Gladstone would say, game on. And there are some big stories to follow. Let's toss it over to Olivia Tasserley with maybe the story everybody around the country is watching when it comes to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
All eyes are going to be on the two-way player Travis Hunter as he not only recovered well but also put on weight in this offseason. Liam Cohen is excited to see Travis Hunter enter his role again. They are going to be cautious with Hunter as he gets out here on the grass. But of course, the big storyline, all training camp, how many snaps is Travis Hunter going to take on offense and on defense? It's something we'll be tracking all training camp long. Here's Noah Schlitzup with another storyline to watch.
It's year 6 for Trevor Lawrence and year 2 under Liam Cohen, coming off of an MVP-type season last year, trying to peel back new layers in this offense and get ready for this 2026-2027 campaign. Back to you guys.
And I'm going to say something. Has Parker Washington killed anybody yet? Obviously, we had a couple days ago, Liam Cohen talking about, he got a text message from Parker Washington, said he was ready to kill. Has Parker Washington killed anybody today?
Which is interesting because now
go ahead.
All the fantasy are Sleeper put that out on their own today.
Yeah,
reposting it.
There's been some bad. I mean, I've seen it like 25 times being retweeted and everything. We're talking hundreds of thousands of views. So yeah, stay tuned to this to see if Parker Washington has actually indeed killed anybody today at practice. That'll be one of the big storylines that I'll be watching today. Welcome to Brent and Austen Show. I'm Austen Lane, holding it down in the studio. Jason Hamby pushing all the right buttons.
And we will hear from Parker in about an hour.
Hopefully it's from the field and not behind bars.
Oh my word.
Well, hey man. Hey, I mean, allegedly, right? Is that the word we got to use?
Of course.
Yeah, but Hamby, it's the first day of training camp. Everyone's reported. Everyone's accounted for. How excited are you? What are you feeling? We have a lot of group text messages right now. Some things going on at practice. Give me your first, because, obviously we got to hold it down here, right?
Oh, yeah.
Not everyone can be there analyzing, checking everything out. But what are some of your very first thoughts here of training camp?
Yeah, obviously every training camp, I think it's kind of like first day of school vibes. Like I almost wanted to lay out my clothes in my bedroom last night, and I wasn't even there this morning. I will be a lot going forward, but not today. Obviously we have multiple people, as you've already seen, out there, and Brent will be back in studio shortly. To break down all of his observations. But, a phenomenal day. A lot of excitement in the air. Mm-hmm. It's the conjunction for me of training camp started today. That's in the air, but also, the fantasy football text started to get sent yesterday. Hey, I'm the commissioner in one league of my 4. Yeah. So I sent out my big text yesterday. Welcome, draft, all that stuff. Let's get ready. Some other ones were sending. So, hey, it's in the air, man.
Yeah.
It's in the air. What do you think? First day?
Oh, yeah. Excited. Steven, what's up, dude? So, obviously very excited, right? It's you kind of got those. Dude, I even have jitters. And I don't know why. I haven't played the game in 16 years. But, even I got a little goosebumps and everything.
All right, I like it.
Just because, you're seeing reports, you're seeing the videos. We saw it. We got tons of things to share. We got Travis Hunter, obviously, is a big storyline. But to me, what I'm excited for, and it's kind of a caveat.
Okay.
Right? I'm excited, but also I got to keep it within reason. And this is really talking to any fan that's listening to our show right now that's, waiting for us to break everything down what we saw today. You're going to see some good, and you're going to see some bad.
Right.
Right? And I think, if you're a Jaguars fan or someone that covers the Jaguars, we're in a different light because there's so much expectations now, right? We had that back in 18 coming off the 17 season, but we haven't really gone into a lot of training camps, I feel, thinking this is one of the best teams in the AFC. This is a team that theoretically, if it can stay healthy, can make a Super Bowl run. So when you have those type of expectations, I feel like how you cover the team changes a little bit. And if you're a fan at training camp right now, if you're a fan that's obviously watching on social media what's happening, it kind of changes your perception a little bit. And there's going to be some drops. There's going to be some miscues. And there's going to be some great plays. And this is the thing about training camp. The offense and defense theoretically can't have a great day together, right? It's going to be one of one, right? Either the offense is going to come out balling or the defense is going to come out balling. I haven't been at training camp today. I would assume just basically how training camp goes, I bet the defense is going to have a leg up today.
That's normally what happens, yeah.
That's normally what happens. And that's okay, right? If Trevor throws an interception, it's not, oh, well, things are going to happen. But here's what I'm looking for, Hamby, more than anything. When you get into the dog days of training camp, there will be attitude, right? There'll be pushing and shoving, and there'll be kind of that edge, right? Because you're hitting the same guys day in and day out. It's hot. Eventually, you'll be in full pads. Guys get annoyed. But what I'm looking for today and tomorrow is, do they come out with an edge right away? Right? It's easy when you're Liam Cohen and you're going into a training camp and you can go, hey, look, no one expects us to do anything. Let's go prove them wrong. Right? But it's different when I feel like the whole city's going to show up for the first day of training camp, cheering and everything, excited. Yeah, sure, maybe it's the first day of camp and you got your edge, but what about the second day? What about the third day? That's more than anything. And then obviously I'll be looking for making sure, knock on wood, guys are healthy. I mean, that's the most important part. And I'll be looking for personnel, what kind of groupings are they going to use. But besides that, I'm looking for energy.
Yeah.
I'm looking for energy. I'm looking for edge. And I'm looking for, does this team come out for training camp almost pissed off for how it went last season? Because Liam Cohen's alluded to it. Most coaches would say, let's turn the page. Let's bury it. This is a whole new season. Not Liam Cohen. Not Trevor Lawrence. They both addressed how they're still mad and upset about how that Bills game went down.
Yeah, man.
So if that's the case, then, well, can you back it up? Are you going to have that edge on the practice field, and are you going to kind of appear a little pissed off? That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I got. I'm going to give you the six big headlines. I'm just rattling them off.
Okay.
6 things, and then we're going to break them down after. And again, when Brent gets in, he'll have some thoughts from what he's seen with his own pair of eyes as he's talking to Parker Washington now, and then we'll be right back.
Still on the field?
They just wrapped.
No, I'm saying Parker's still on the field. He has been escorted off the field. Okay,
yes,
good.
still on the
Good.
field.
Thank you, Parker.
Number 1, Chris Rodriguez cleared.
Yeah.
We knew this was coming, but obviously this is the first time we've seen him in a Jags jersey since he was signed. So we didn't see him for any of minicamp. We didn't see him at any part of the OTAs, but now he's back. And he looks good. Looks like he's in shape from everything that we've seen so far.
Has he? I wonder if he's caught a ball out of the backfield, because he hasn't done that a lot. And that's, listen, I joke about that, Hamby, but that's going to be a storyline of where does Rodriguez fit into this entire offense, right? There was rumblings that they wanted Montgomery. They don't get Montgomery, so they almost have to pivot, and they get the B side, if you will, in Chris Rodriguez. How does he fit in this offense, especially a guy who has kind of a playing style that reminded me a little bit of Tank Bigsby that you chose to let go? So how do they visualize him in this offense? Will he just be a short down back, or will he be competing maybe for even like a starting role, or even more of like a lion's share of like a 50-50?
Right. So that's one.
Yes.
Just that he's back. Number 2, Travis Hunter has the twitch. That's the second big idea. He was obviously participating with both sides today. And just there's a difference, obviously, between he's out there, because in the OTAs, he would, get a part of the huddle on offense. Yeah, shadow. Get a part of the huddle and then exit, almost like a 12th person in the huddle, just to get the mental reps. He's out there and he's doing all the drills. And he's participating in team period. Just checking that box is a big idea. Jack Kaiser went down briefly. Looked like he grabbed his knee, got off gingerly.
Okay.
So we'll see if there's any note on him.
Don't like that, but okay.
Yeah. 4th big idea. A couple drops.
Yeah.
Couple drops from the fellas. Myers had a bad one. Abdullah had one. LaQuinn Allen had one like right after that.
Yeah.
So there was kind of 3 in a short period of time, which obviously the shorter period of time that it is, it makes it seem like a bigger deal.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was any others than that. I'm sure there was probably another one. But those are the 3 of note. And a couple high throws from Trevor. That's the 5th one.
Yeah.
I think we can chalk that up to Rust. That's my opinion.
Sure.
Maybe somebody else is freaking out. Who knows?
Oh, I'm sure people are freaking out. It happens.
Sixth big idea. Travis Hunter almost had a hell of a catch. Went up similar to try to high point it and almost had it for a second.
On
Then
offense or defense? Because we have to ask that question.
he was on defense.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, he was on defense.
Okay.
So
Almost had it, but just couldn't wrangle it in.
Yeah, I think there was maybe just like a slight bit of hand fighting.
Yeah.
At the top of the catch point.
Yeah.
And couldn't quite wrangle it.
Yeah.
But those are your 6 big ideas if you're just tuning in with us, and we're going to give you those every single day that we're on the air.
Cool. I like it, man. Sounds like a possible endorsement opportunity for somebody out there.
Oh.
6 big idea. I don't know what think about that. We'll have to brainstorm that off the show. But yeah, I mean, obviously you mentioned Travis Hunter. He's got that fast twitch, faster than ever. He says bigger. Like and I'm really curious to see because Hammy, do you have an indication? Are they slowly bringing him along, or is he like hitting the ground running and he's doing everything?
It's cautious.
Yeah, and hey, guess what?
It should be.
As it should be,
Right.
Right. In OTAs we saw him a lot more on offense because obviously that's going to be a bigger playbook. As Liam Cohen broke down one of his best plays, a couple days ago. Like I'm still recovering from that breakdown, just simply because I'm so used to defense and just see quarterback, go get quarterback. So Hunter goes in the offseason, OTAs, shadows the wide receivers and everything like that, and then now we expect him probably to be a little more on defense and working him in, obviously, when it comes to on offense. But I think another big storyline that I'm very curious to ask Brent about, and I'm not sure how much we can really divulge, but if you have the fans watching,
Right.
this should be general knowledge. I'm really curious to see what the formations look like, what the personnel looks like. I thought the interview with Liam Cohen, I thought it was very telling in terms of, because we've all said the same thing. We've all said 12 personnel, 13 personnel.
Sure.
And how can we not? Los Angeles Rams do it better than anybody. Liam Cohen comes from the Rams. You draft Nate Burkhardt.
Not a baby.
They got it right? Yep, we got it. With the first pick of the draft. That was really telling. You bring in another tight end later in the draft. That was really telling. So and it's always the first day, right? And I get that there's a crowd there, so how much do they kind of keep under wraps and how much do they showcase? But usually when we're talking about your first practice, you're gonna throw the meat and potatoes out there. You're gonna go what you plan on being versed in the entire year. Now there's gonna be wrinkles here or there. There's gonna be game planning depending who you're playing. But that first team period, that first inside run period and everything, that'll give you a glimpse of what this team I think expects to be.
Right. Yeah, I don't think there was much of that. A ton of that. Running between the tackles today. Obviously that'll heat up. They're not even in pads yet.
Yeah.
So all of those things will take place in the next week or two, and then that's when. I mean, because I think the running back room is nationally. The big story is just going to be Travis.
Sure.
And
well,
that's no problem.
Yeah, I mean, I think we maybe take for granted how big of a story the running back is going to be as well. Because once again, this is the national fantasy football standpoint.
Right. So that's what my idea, I think, is that nationally the big storyline is Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
Locally, it's still very much Travis Hunter, but bigger than that is the running back room. Like, you didn't see anything in OTAs. You can't. They don't have pads on.
Yeah.
So I think if we have one big storyline, it's what does Tootin look like? What does Chris Rodriguez look like? Here's Quint Allen catching the football well out of the backfield.
Well, let's just call a spade here. Who's the starting running back?
Yeah.
Like, I don't – and once again, this can maybe be under wraps and everything. Like, I always feel like I have a pretty good vibe of what's going on with the team, just talking to people and everything. I think there's a general consensus that they don't know who the starter is going to be yet. And that's not a bad thing, because when you talk about a training camp, competition breeds the best out of people, right? So the cream will always rise to the top. But at the same time, theoretically, how many NFL teams right now around the league are entering training camp not knowing who their RB1 is?
Let me, I'd have to look, but it's not many.
It's going to be a spoiler alert. Not too many.
Yeah.
Right? And when you talk about that running back position being so intricate and so integral to this team of what they're trying to do, like, when we can sit here and say, well, it'll be 11 personnel, 12 personnel, 13, doesn't matter what it's going to be. They're going to try to run the football.
Right.
Liam Cohen even said in an interview, like, the cat's out of the bag. It's no secret. It's one of the very first things that Liam Cohen said when he came to Jacksonville. They want to be a physical team that wants to run the football. We got to know eventually who the starting running back's going to be.
Right.
And I think right now there's really an open competition to see that.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting, especially with even the starters, obviously the headline, but like, what is Amir Abdullah? What is he doing here? And I mean that like just as bluntly as possible. Like, what is his role?
Mm-hmm.
Not he doesn't belong, but what is their purpose for him here?
Mm-hmm.
Is it as a leader, as a vet? Does he have a shot to make the team?
Yeah.
Is it special teams? Because I think, honestly, if we get an answer to that, it'll tell us a lot about what they think of specifically Chris Rodriguez and LaQuinn Allen.
Mm-hmm.
And what's LaQuinn Allen's role? I've said all offseason, I think that there's a lot of room for LaQuinn to take a step, like to be not just, go on there on third down and, protect Trevor, which he's amazing at. Like, even if it doesn't expand, you're good with him. He's earned his role.
Without a doubt.
Especially with that kickoff return as well. But
and he's the type of guy that you watch the hunt, you see what players say about him, his teammates say about him. Like, he's got he has that Jaguars DNA, right? Like, when Tony Baselli talks about, the DNA and what it means to be a Jacksonville Jaguar, I feel like LaQuinn Allen is exhibit A of what it truly means.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can get him on the field in more of a capacity than just special teams and third down and try to work him in a little more, like, he's going to bust his ass on every single play. Right. So, like, that's not an issue. And one would hope that, in terms of vision and everything, like, he's taken the next step forward now and acclimated himself a little more to the speed going into a second year. So I think he has all the makings, Sammy, to answer your question, to get more of a role.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, it's just going to come down to what does that all look like. And to go back to Abdullah, what year is this for him? I mean, he's entering like Frank Gore status pretty soon, it seems like.
I think this is 10.
Yeah.
Let me see. Which Gore played even more than that, but Amir Abdullah was drafted in 2015, so this is 11.
Okay. So 11 years.
Yeah.
And Ron asked in the chat, and I think we can all agree with this. He's got no shot, which I would temper that, but why is he here? Good question. I think this is the Jacoby Myers effect a little bit. I think this is Liam Cohen and company going, all right, well, we lost our veteran in HN. We have a young running back room, and Rodriguez has been around for a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? But in terms of reps and in terms of, like, he's never been the guy. Like, he's always split time. Right? So we got Rodriguez. You got Tootin going into a second year. You got LaQuinn Allen going into a second year. Where's the veteran presence in that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess DJ Dallas, right? But then once again, like, how many starting reps at running back does DJ Dallas have? So I think the whole plan was with Abdullah, this is a guy where if you go back and you watch him in his prime and everything, it's very Bucky Irving-esque what he can do. Like, he was relied more on a third down back, I feel like. But this is a guy that's run between the tackles. This is a guy that can catch the ball out of the backfield. Like, this is a guy that can kind of do it all. And he's done it all for a long time. I think Liam Cohen wants a guy like that. I think Liam Cohen's ideal running back is what Tootin could offer. Run between the tackles, be a game changer in the pass game, get the ball in space, and be explosive. It's not to knock Rodriguez, and maybe he's capable of doing that as well, but Rodriguez doesn't have the receptions on his resume right now.
Right.
So I think
But that's where I'm at, is because the Quint can catch the ball.
That's what I'm saying, though, Hammy.
Exactly.
So I think Abdullah was brought in to me more of just that guy that veteran, leader to kind of show the young guys the way.
Right.
Keep in mind, this wide receiving group looked a lot different before Jacoby Myers got there. Brian Thomas Jr. looked a lot different before Jacoby Myers got to Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
Parker Washington played a little different, I feel like, after Jacoby Myers got here. That's the power of veteran leadership. Now, is Abdullah, in terms of fantasy points and stats right now in his career, on the same caliber as Jacoby Myers?
Right.
Absolutely not. But he's been around for a long time. He's played in a lot of systems, and he does a lot of the things that I feel like Liam Cohen wants to do out of a running back.
Right.
That's what we call veteran leadership.
Yeah. How much do you believe that even if it's 50-50, and I don't think there's much of a chance of this, but if it's 50-50 between Tootin and Chris Rodriguez, it's going to go to Tootin because he's the back of the future. They've got to put more on him to see what they've got. You know what I mean? Like, Chris, I mean, I'm not to say that he's a fair shot because he's going to get more reps here than he was going to be getting Washington regardless, but the answer has got to be Tootin. He's your back of the future. Now, you got to win, but if it's anywhere close, Tootin's going to get the bulk.
Here's the thing, though, Hamby, and I agree with you. Tootin can be the back of the future, but do you know what trumps talking about the future 2 years, 3 years from now? Do you know what trumps that? Identity.
Mm-hmm.
We know Liam Cohen wants to be a physical running team. If you compare him right now in terms of physicality, advantage Rodriguez. And once again, that's not a knock on Tootin. We just haven't seen it up between the tackles. Like, we haven't seen him lower his shoulder. We haven't seen goal line work. I know that's what you're getting with Chris Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to talk about identity, well, until we see more from Tootin, you'd go with Rodriguez. But here's why I think you're right, and here's why I think it's going to be Tootin. Liam Cohen said this in an interview. He said it a lot. Whether it's 11 personnel, 12 personnel, you want to keep the defense guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I get the game has changed a lot since I played, back in 10, 11, 12, 13 here. But I still think this remains true. Defenses will set schemes and game plan based on who's in the backfield.
Right.
A game plan for Chris Rodriguez will be a lot different than a game plan for Tootin is. Here's the problem with the game plan for Chris Rodriguez. If I see Chris Rodriguez in the backfield, I'm not worried as a linebacker with coverage. I'm not going to put a safety on him. I'm not going to put a great cover linebacker on him simply because I haven't seen Rodriguez catch the ball enough. So why should I be scared of it? If I see Tootin in the backfield and I'm a defensive coordinator, I'm a linebacker, I'm a safety, I have to take note. Because if this guy touches the ball in space, he might be gone. Like, if you want combine numbers to be your guide, he might be the fastest running back in the NFL. Now, 40 time, sure. Is that game speed? Not necessarily. Like, right. I still think Gibbs has that moniker, right? But if he takes a step forward, he might be the fastest back in the NFL. So you mean to tell me that as a linebacker, as a safety, or if you want to put a corner on him, good luck with that. But, like, as a cover guy, I got to be worried about quite possibly the fastest running back in the NFL catching the ball out of the backfield? I'm having nightmares at night trying to think about that. So that's why I think he does get the starting nod, simply because in terms of keeping a defense on their heels with what you can do schematically, it's Tootin all day.
Right. Chris Rodriguez has 6 career catches in 3 years in the NFL.
Correct.
It's just not his game.
No.
I wish it was. Like, holy cow, if those numbers were different and he was but I think this is a great job in the chat of kind of explain this take. I like it. It's Ron Beaudry. Hope I'm saying your name right. He says, ideally, Tootin replaces ETN. Rodriguez is the bruiser, comes in on short yardage, and we have a great third down back who can catch the ball and block. I mean, I think it's the funny thing is because I think there's so many options of what they could do, but at the same time, part of me is like, yeah, it's kind of laid out for you. like Chris Rodriguez is a little bit pigeonholed,
Mhm.
and Tootin has to be your every down back, like your trusted dude. Like Chris Rodriguez, go get your 3rd and 1s, bring him in, or if you want him in on first down, to guarantee that you're at least on schedule. Because a huge part of your interview, or of Liam Cohen's interview Monday with y'all, was we got to be ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
Way too often were we in 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9.
Mhm.
I mean, I think Brent said they were 31st in the league in 3rd down at yardage, to go, as in like 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, just 3rd and long in general. They were 2nd worst in the league in that. I get the sense that Chris Rodriguez is obviously less boom or bust, but he's gonna get you 3.
Absolutely.
And I think that's why they brought him here. It's a safety net, like you've said, after not getting David Montgomery. And I really wish we could know just how hard they pursued it.
Well, I assume it's extremely hard, simply because if you look at Montgomery's game, and I get he wasn't always featured as a receiving back,
he can catch a little bit.
But he can catch a little bit.
Yeah.
And yeah, you think of Montgomery as more of like the Mark Ingram was with the Saints with Alvin Kamara when you talk about Gibbs and Montgomery. And if you watched any Lions football, you saw a guy that wanted to be the lead back.
Right.
You saw a guy that didn't like being the B side in Detroit, hence why I'm sure he left. But you saw a guy that was capable of doing everything. So, yeah, I truly believe that they really wanted Montgomery here.
YB400 pretty much says, please no Toby Gerhart. Let me just say this. In his last year in Washington, in 2025, Rodriguez had 112 carries, 500 yards, 6 touchdowns, and the key is his average was 4.5. If you copy and paste that exact same year for the Jacksonville Jaguars in 26, everybody's going to be happy. You're going to say, great signing Gladstone.
Sure.
This is exactly what we needed.
Yeah.
A 4.5-yard average. Great. You scored 6 touchdowns, most of those in short yardage situations on the goal line. Great. You had 500 yards, so you helped spell the lead back. You didn't have to do everything. Great. Check, 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 A+. You don't need more than that.
Yeah.
We don't need a 1,000-yard receiver or a season from Chris Rodriguez.
No, you're absolutely right. But once again, I just go back to my comment of, why did you let Tank Bigsby go then?
I think that was more attitude stuff.
Okay, so you think it was more off the field than it was performance on the field?
Yeah, and I don't think Tank is a bad guy by any means.
I have no idea.
But I think it was just I want to start.
Yeah.
And at that time, I mean, if you remember, anybody who gave them any kind of issue, they were like, all right, we'll give you another opportunity, but it ain't going to be here.
Yeah.
And who hasn't team first, see ya.
Yeah. Daniel Kilkenny in the chat, how often do you see speedbacks play a bell cow low to not get injured? Once again, it's not a bad call.
Right.
And this is my biggest fear. It's we just haven't seen enough to know. So, but once again, and I guess I should clarify by saying this. I don't see Tootin getting 25 carries a game. Right. When I say the lead back, I mean when it's the first play of the series and, the lineup comes out there, I expect to see Tootin out there simply because I would want to keep a defense on their heels. Are they going to run? Are they going to pass? Can be play action? What's it going to be? Right? That's what I mean by that. Now, if you're playing a team that has a weaker defensive line, interior, they're a liability, then yeah, go and line up at 12 personnel, go and bring out Chris Rodriguez and just pound the rock down the other team's throat. I have no issue with that. And once again, this could be depending on game plan of who you're playing. But I'm just saying when I say lead back, I mean I expect Tootin to be the starter. I expect Tootin to set the tempo, and then, they're going to sprinkle on some Rodriguez, sprinkle on, LaQuinn Allen in some kind of capacity.
All right, I think we've kind of ironed it out. Why don't we do this? Since, you and I are both fantasy football players.
Yes.
Let's take it off of what we expect from the Jags will do. And let's go from a fantasy football perspective. Give me 90 seconds of draft outlook for Bashal Tootin and where, if at all, you would draft him.
I'll tell you the same thing that I told my friends group chat when they asked me the exact same question.
Okay.
Be careful. Because this reminds me a lot of like what the Patriots do. I can sit here and say, okay, if it's PPR or half PPR, and we'll still see Tootin as a receiver, what that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
But assuming that he takes steps as a receiver, yeah, he's probably going to get more of the workload. He'll get more receptions, obviously.
Yeah.
So he'll have the bigger floor. But then I can also see, okay, well, we're getting down towards the goal line. 3rd and 2, 2nd and 3, red zone. Here comes Rodriguez. Right? So I honestly don't know. Like, if you're asking me who I think scores more points, I think it's going to be 2. But if you're asking me, like, am I going to draft where they're expected it? No, I'm probably going to wait and try to get some value on it. Because red zone touchdowns are a lot. And if Rodriguez is going to be that vulture that gets all the goal line work, and we expect this Jaguars team to be physical, and we expect them to push the ball down the field, I mean, are we really going to risk it for the biscuit and draft higher than we probably should for Tootin? I don't know. Mr. Hugo, yeah, that's kind of where I'm leaning towards.
6th round, you already have 2 backs and 2 receivers and a tight end. You drafting Tootin?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, are you saying, am I drafting Tootin over Rodriguez at that point?
No.
Oh, just
Rodriguez
anybody.
is...
He's not even there. 6th round? Yeah. If it's 6th round or later, I'll probably sprinkle on some Tootin.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. All right, that's enough fantasy talk for right now.
Hold on.
Whoa.
What about you? How do you feel about it? Don't just put me on the spot to get a soundbite, and then I'm like dead wrong, and Rodriguez like leads the league in touchdowns, and Tootin's like the 3rd stringer. Like, don't do that to me. You have to go ahead and you ask the question, so put yourself in the line as well. I'm not in this by myself.
Yeah. I take a lot of pride in my fantasy football drafting. Okay. I don't think I'll be drafting
last place last year.
No, I didn't.
No, I'm kidding.
I will not be drafting any Jaguars.
On offense?
Period.
On offense. Oh, I'm saying offense. Well, take their defense, man.
No.
You're not taking the Jaguars defense?
They can't replicate those picks.
Defensive special teams? Okay.
They can't replicate.
Okay.
There will be. I'm in 4 leagues.
Okay.
I'll be shocked if in 1 month from now I have a Jaguar on any of my 4 teams.
Nothing, huh? Brent Strange, we'll see you later.
No.
Trevor Lawrence, nothing?
There's too many weapons. They're going to spread the ball out too much.
Trevor Lawrence, nothing?
If y'all want to reach for BTJ, I'm going to be so pumped for him. But I think pumped for him looks like 800 yards and 8 touchdowns. That's a great year for BTJ.
If you had to draft, and I don't care like what do they call it, ADP of like where they're going, just give me this answer. If you had to draft one receiver, who you taking?
Parker.
Okay.
Because people are going to draft BT higher than him.
True. Well, they were until he had his comments. Now I feel like fantasy football is taking that and rolling with it. Oh, Parker Washington threatened everybody. He's going to have a big and once again, I get it, man. We love it, right? It's training camp. We're back.
Yep.
But I love how one quote from a head coach about texting with the player can change everyone's perception about fantasy football and how that player is going to be.
So true.
Like what? I mean, honestly, man. Like what do you think Parker's going to say? Coach, and be honest with you, I'm not ready. I don't have my new contract. I haven't been practicing. I haven't been in the weight room.
Honestly,
I'm nervous.
Let me just say this.
What do you want him to say?
I'm surprised that he said anything other than chop wood, carry water.
Sure.
There comes a time, and again, we're going to hear from him in about an hour.
Yeah.
But as far as digitally, it's the only thing he knows how to say. He tweeted it this morning.
How about this, though? He did care. Yeah, he did say that.
That's pretty much like him saying good morning, see you at training camp.
What if Liam Cohen would have said, and then we'll go to break. What if Liam Cohen would have said, hey, Parker Washington just texted me, job not finished. And he didn't add the ED for some reason, but job not finished. Do you think fantasy football experts are as excited as they are after he said he was going to kill somebody?
I think they're probably going to leave that one alone.
Really? See? Crazy world that we live in.
I think they're leaving that one alone.
Crazy world that we live in.
I doubt they would know what exactly to do with that.
Crazy world that we live in. I'm going to tell my son, like, when he's in high school, and then hopefully, he's playing football and Action Sports Jax comes to him and, hey, how's the game? Threaten people and get people hyped up.
Wow.
Let's get the NIL money going.
Okay.
Hey, but you don't think Ohio State or Oregon's going to see that and be like, yeah.
Well, was it Ryan Williams on his freshman year that his just said kill everybody? I'm like, what the heck?
Dude, you want to?
And now he's like rocking Bible verses?
I think I've told this story before.
I love it.
So when I
Hold on a minute here.
I told my story, but because I used to wear the tape and everything right around my wrists.
Yeah.
And I used to put, when we played certain teams I didn't like at Murray State, I used to put kill them all on my wristbands and everything. One would say kill them, other would say all. And then I put my friend's initials that, were serving overseas and everything, hoping they got home safely. But that's what I would do. And, like, the best part was, like, the media guide would, like, take those pictures of me, like, running out the tunnel, showing off to kill them all. And then they'd have to, like, edit it out because I guess they didn't want me being, known as the guy who's trying to kill them all and everything, right? So, dude, it's a mentality. It's a mindset, and I'm all for it. You're not actually going to hurt anybody, but you go in there thinking, you know what? It's either me or you.
That's it.
Somebody's got to go. And that's why football is the greatest sport on earth. American football, by the way. I know we had a World Cup fever forever, but now we're back to hitting people. When we come back,
we got a lot of chat to get to.
Let's go.
If you've been in the chat, we appreciate it. We're going to get to them all. We're going to get to your questions, your takes. Brent will be right back.
YB400 with the Hannibal Lecter quote. I'll eat your face.
Not that.
I love it.
Brent returns to give us more observations, and we talk a lot about this guy right here. Travis Hunter is back and participating in football and team, more importantly, activities. Right back on the Brent and Austen Show.
Baker Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University.
Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School.
Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oak Leaf High School.
Tony Mazzio, Sandwood High School, class of 2002.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Jacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School.
Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
Local sports content anytime and anywhere. That's been the vision of the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network as we bring you live events and exclusive interviews just like this.
I'd be lying if I'd have said in 1995 when they picked me that 30 years later I'd be sitting here.
Let's see this weigh in right now. What do we got? Oh, we got a big 44.48. There's the moment here.
Lead is 14, matching the largest of the game. Crawford,
Oh
did it
my
again!
gosh.
If we can't do the minimum of making it to the Final Four, then something's really not right.
And it's only growing from there. So join the thousands of people that have been tuning into the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network each week. Download the apps, save the website, or tune into any of our social media platforms as we bring you local sports anytime and anywhere. So come watch some sports with us on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
Nimnicht is synonymous with Jacksonville, and now in 2026, Nimnicht is celebrating 85 years of partnerships with you. Longevity equals trust, and you want a car dealership you can trust. Thousands of vehicles sold, generations of families, all part of the Nimnicht family of dealerships. It's nobody but Nimnicht, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnicht Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road.
Congratulations to Jordan Matthews, our committed to the uncommitted player of the year.
Nobody but Nimnik. They are there for you and your causes, your car buying experience, and they are there for you 24 hours a day at NimnikBuickGMC.com. Experience professional grade with big inventory and even bigger savings. And Jacksonville's only Car Bravo certified dealership. Nobody but Nimnik for 85 years. This milestone belongs to you, Jacksonville. It can be a silent killer, but awareness is getting louder. Blood clots take more lives each year than car crashes. And just like driving, you have to be defensive. A few easy ways to protect yourself or someone you love are to learn your Caprini risk score and ask your doctor about your blood clot prevention plan. Emily's Promise is a local nonprofit named for Emily Atkins, a young woman from Fernandina Beach who died after a preventable blood clot following a broken ankle. Her legacy is now driving change across Florida. The Emily Atkins Family Protection Act strengthens how hospitals screen for clot risks and train staff to recognize warning signs. Blood clots can affect anyone, including athletes, and the signs can be easy to miss. So be aware, be defensive, and help beat a silent killer with loud attention to risk factors and symptoms. Learn more at emilypromises.com. That's emilypromises.com. Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
There she is, Everbank Stadium. Going to look a little different this year. Going to be at a little limited capacity. But for all those of you olds I'm talking to more than anything, that don't have social media, yes, there will be home games this year at Everbank Stadium. Hamby, you laugh, but
yeah, apparently
as the
they're
has shown, people are not aware, man.
Apparently, some people are still kind of confused.
Yeah,
man, we got a close up of these guys grinding. Let's go.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Put in work.
Yeah, I mean, like I feel like the Bills would be proud if you saw their new jersey release, because it's all about like construction workers and being the nickel city, if you will, the blue collar city. Yeah, you did something with those jerseys.
I know y'all reacted to that Monday and y'all couldn't hear me during that show. Oh my gosh, those are the worst things I've ever seen.
I showed them to my son. He thought I was kidding. Like, he thought, this isn't real. This is AI. I'm like, no, man.
Yeah, that can't be an NFL.
This is the Bills' official website. And you know the best part is about it? Like, we can talk all the smack we want, and usually Bills fans are in the comments. You can't justify that. There's just some things that you can't die on the hill for, and those jerseys are one of them. Hamby, let's go to some of the comments. We got a lot of conversation today. You love to see it. Jags Japan, RB conversation is awesome. I think the LB conversation is even more interesting. Do they keep less LBs with the shift to more safety dime packages? If so, will there be some hard cuts there?
It's a very good question.
It's a great question. I've spoke my piece on it a little bit, and this was a couple months ago. I do see that because, once again, this whole conversation this entire offseason has been the Jaguars are going to do what the Rams are doing on offense.
Right.
It's going to be a lot of 12 and 13 personnel. The draft picks would probably keen to that, right? Because we have a lot of talented tight ends now. You have a guy in Brent Strange who's probably one of your most dependable things that you had in offense last year before he got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So they are going to, I think, mimic the Rams a little bit, which makes a lot of sense. And I actually wrote about an article about this with Jaguars.com as well, way back a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to mimic the Rams on dime as well. And if you break down the Rams defense of what they did last year, I'm pretty sure my numbers are correct that I did some research on it. This was a long time ago, but the Rams ran the most dime last year out of any team in the NFL. When you look at what the Jaguars have right now at their disposal, yes, it's going to be big shoes to fill for Devin Lloyd. How do you replace what that guy was able to do in terms of causing turnovers, in terms of pick sixes and everything? Well, you can't really, right? And we want to talk about, okay, your whole identity on offense is keeping defenses guessing. Well, your identity on defense can be the exact same thing. Right. And this is where I think the draft pick of Husky comes into play a little bit. Hamby, we saw him at OTAs. We both said the same thing to ourselves.
Big dude.
This dude's a specimen.
Yeah.
Right? This dude's a specimen where in another world he might have been a linebacker.
Right.
So when you combine that with, okay, so you have some guys that are a little bigger, maybe at safety than expected, and you have a guy in Caleb Ransaw who played cornerback in college, but we know what the switch is going to be. He's playing safety. That's where that dime package comes into play. So to answer, Jags Japan, yeah, I do feel like they are deep in the secondary, but I'm not going to be surprised if we see one linebacker out there a lot more than we did last season, and we see a combination of safeties and cornerbacks kind of interchanging and keeping offensive guessing.
Yeah, I love that question. Also, William Torres says is telling me that I at least have to take Cam. That's a good shout in fantasy. If I have to take one, I'll take Cam Little.
Okay.
So I appreciate that.
Yep.
I didn't necessarily think about that. I like this question from Kilkenny. Important question, he says. So that's when you know you got to listen up, Kilkenny.
Let's go.
Who will give us the Dewey sound bites this year? Well, we're going to hear from Parker Washington later. Doubt it'll be from him. We're also should be able to hear from Husky as well. Maybe a little Chris Rodriguez also. So that's a great question. And then a lot of other chatter on the running back room. So I think we will get back to the running backs conversation momentarily. But for now, welcome.
Oh, hello.
There we go.
There we go. Third time's a charm.
How we doing? Don't let me interrupt. Just let me join in.
You're good.
I heard it.
That's
the
a
running
shirt
back
right
conversation was good.
Yeah.
Hey, what do we got there, Brent?
What do I got? What?
That shirt.
It looks a little salmon in the picture, doesn't it? I couldn't tell actually when I put this on. I felt it's a little salmon pinkish when I first got it, but then I put it on this morning. I was like, actually, it has a little more red to it than I guess I know.
Yeah. Obviously, whoever made this shirt wasn't concerned about branding because we can hardly see what that says.
Yeah.
That's Furyk and Friends.
Got you.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to these shirts, though. I do like these shirts that we got from a golf tournament sometime. And that's why I put it on, because you can sweat in. Hey, wasn't that hot out there today? Don't let anybody complain about the heat today. I mean, the way it's been in the summer, especially last week, it was cloud cover most of the day. I mean, nothing really for what probably they're going to get in the next couple of weeks, or even maybe the later stages of this week. I thought it was a big concern going into today. But 8:30 in the morning, you get that. But still, by 10 o'clock, it's freaking hot.
Right.
And I thought, the sun was really not bad. So overall today, pretty good. You guys had a running back conversation. We might even hear from Chris Rodriguez, before the end of this show. It is an interesting topic. A lot of people talking about that one. Good to see him cleared. And obviously Parker Washington. It was a fun visit with Parker, man. I don't know how I can see why people love Parker Washington. He's such a fan favorite all of a sudden.
Of course,
with the play. But I think the personality, I don't think he's lost at all is that underdog kind of mentality and role. And you'll hear a little bit about it. And no, he has not killed anybody.
Okay, good to know.
I knew you
good
were
to know.
going to ask that. I feel like you were going to ask.
That's how we started the show.
That's how we started the show off. When you guys were
literally
all
the first thing you said.
Everyone's like,
literally the first thing.
Yeah, let's cut to Liv. Let's cut to Noah, and then it's just a cold shot on me. I'm like, thinking another storyline is did Parker Washington kill anybody today?
Yes. I didn't know how that would play if I worded it that way to him.
What's that? Oh man, it's all good.
Parker, did you kill anyone out here?
It's all good, man. It's all good.
I don't know how much you've got into, so you can kind of guide us. But I will I know you're going to ask me my overall observation, I would think, and I wrote a lot of things to you guys. I just think the observation that we had was like, this is a first practice. Usually it's hey, get to know you, get acclimated with the grass, the turf, the fans, the teammates, the heat, the whatever else. Man, we got guys all over the ground. It felt like they had pads on when they were running the football.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it felt like they had pads on. obviously Kaiser goes down. He had a couple other guys. I was like, whoa, keep an eye on that. Okay, just a little tweak of the foot or something. They're fine. They're back at it. But I was like, wow. I mean, it almost felt like a physical practice for this portion of it, right? It felt like a physical part. And I wasn't the only one. I was standing next to a couple. I was like, is this normal? But I just felt like, Austen, it was a little bit of a message. We are going to run the damn ball this year. And we are going to be physical, which is a message, by the way, this organization, this regime has been preaching for the last 2 years.
It's no secret. Was there any pushing, any fights or anything?
No, nothing like that. I think there was one observation of Pregnon that I heard secondhand, but I don't think nothing like that. Yet.
Okay,
but it might be a little foreshadowing.
Put his name out there.
It might be foreshadowing though that if it's going to get like this, it's going to get some chippiness to it as well.
Yeah, I mean this is the biggest thing that I'll be looking for the entire training camp, because we live in a world where if a player drops a football, there it is. Yeah. He's not starting.
Jacoby Myers did that.
There you go.
Wide
or if a player has a great catch, sign him up for fantasy football. That's gonna be our guy.
Williams, go ahead, sign him up.
He had a good
catch.
Okay, nice,
He's
right on.
7th wide receiver, but he had a good catch.
Right on, sign him up. Second round fantasy football. There's going to be ups and downs. It's a roller coaster. And I discussed how expectations higher than ever, so we as fans almost hold this team to a higher standard now, I feel like, at every single practice. And guess what? It's football. The offense and the defense can't both win the day.
Yeah.
So there's going to be some offensive days, and there'll be some defensive days. But what I'm looking for more than anything is the edge, is the attitude, right? And me and Hamby discussed this a little bit. It's easy when it's the first day of camp and you have to make a name for yourself. You have to reiterate either who you are or you have to introduce yourself and say, I've arrived. That's easy the first day. Talk to us in day 4 and day 5. Then what is the attitude like? Because eventually when the pads come on and it's like the second week, guys are tired of hitting each other. It's hot. There's going to be, guys getting pissed off and some pushing and shoving. That's fine. But tell that to me, practice number 4, practice number 5. I'm not concerned about drops right now. I'm not concerned about, a Trevor Lawrence overthrow. Those are going to happen. It's the first day of camp. But what I'm concerned about is how does this team come out now with an edge, knowing that expectations are very high and we're holding them to a higher standard than we did last year.
Yeah, it's a good point. I actually wanted to ask you about this because I was talking to Liv, and she might have ended up asking Husky about it in her interview, but we were just going over some things. And I said, what's interesting is you get Murray making a pick of Trevor Lawrence, and Murray's a quiet guy, and he comes back into the center. This was on the sideline, so he comes back to the center of the field, closer, not right across the line of scrimmage, but he was jacked up. Now, it was hard to tell if he was jacked up just with his own team celebrating, or he's almost pointing toward the offense, get that out of here. And what I think we lose sight of sometimes is kind of what you were just saying, that both can't play extremely well on a day. If the defense is playing extremely well, then the offense probably isn't going to look good, right? But that's where you see that ebbs and flows of camp where, the offense comes back and has a really good day. So today I would say the defense won the day. I mean, the defense looked better. I didn't think Trevor Lawrence threw the ball very well, quite frankly. Which we can talk about in just a little more. But I think you will have that give and take, and you want some of the give and take. I do remember last year pretty succinctly that defense looked like for the first 10 days, they had won 7 or 8 of them.
Right.
It wasn't 5 and 5, right? Yeah. But at the end, they were good right off the rip. And then the offense obviously found its groove eventually. So it doesn't set the tone for everything. And mean what you're going to get in October and November and other places. But I do think you can't have both be good. So there's going to be something to have fun about, and there's going to be something to bitch about. Just about every practice.
There we go. Yeah, no, without a doubt. And what it comes down to is are you seeing the ebb and flows? It's one thing if you come out a week straight and it's the same drops, it's the same miscues, it's the same false starts, offsides, things like that. Then that starts to become an identity. But much like in the NFL regular season, there's going to be games that you should probably produce where you don't produce, where you make mistakes. And there's going to be practices, especially early on in training camp, where you will make mistakes. It's just you can't let that be your identity day after day after day when it starts, compiling on top of itself. Because then that starts to be your identity, right? So, once again, it's one day. Maybe Trevor didn't look that great. Guess what, man? I'm not worried about it whatsoever.
Yeah, and he didn't. He didn't look. I don't know if bad would be. I'm not sure what they said in the post, and I'm obviously we're on the air when that's coming on. too, so you guys don't know. But we're off getting other interviews, so I wasn't. Sometimes I'll be in that scrum, and I actually wanted to a bit because I wanted to ask Liam just about some of that physicality. Like, were they trying to send a message? He might have been asked that and answered that. I don't know. Trevor, I caught a little of, but I don't. Again, they're not going to go crazy. What I was struck by, though, is I didn't think Trevor came out of the – it might not just be Trevor. It might be passing game because there was a route one time where he threw it a little long, and immediately he was like pointing down – like you got to get to your landmark, essentially.
Right.
So I don't think he felt like he threw that bad. That could be the other guy. So there's some of that. But it took me back to Monday's conversation with Liam Cohen. When we asked for the next step, he said, hey, some of this is hit the ground running. Like last year, start playing the way you were playing last year right away. And that means maybe by Thursday and Friday and into the weekend, like this feels like it's already back to midseason last year on the passing game. Well, it didn't today. Yeah. It just didn't. But that's the first day. First day of doing anything is probably not going to be ideal. So no panic on this end, just an observation. That's what we're out there for. And I just thought there were a lot of passes that missed. There were some drops by Jacoby Myers, some running backs. There was the interception of Murray. And there almost was another interception by Buster Brown that actually ended up being a catch. And then on the other side of things, there was just some good defense. I just think they smothered and covered pretty well.
Well, speaking of defense, though, let's probably get into the biggest story right now, Jack Kaiser.
Yes.
What happened with Jack Kaiser? How serious do you think it is? I mean, people are reporting MRI. I don't know if Liam Cohen said something or not.
He did.
Okay, he did say that.
Liam Cohen said
he did
MRI.
say he's going to get an MRI, but because he didn't go down in a heap, they don't think it's too bad.
Well, okay. And once again, knees can be tricky. But
Right.
Is it for sure? Do we know? Is it a knee? Like what's the buzz at camp? Because this is a guy who obviously Foye Oluokun's going to be rocking the green dot, but I think we all expect him to be the backup wearing the green dot, or maybe some kind of capacity at linebacker going forward. So it could be, hopefully, once again, knock on wood, it's not a big deal. But what's the buzz about?
Well, first of all, you got to be very careful here, just to put this out there, to speculate on anything. What we saw is what I can tell you,
Of course.
and it looked. I mean, he went down on a run play with Tootin. Tootin got through the line, and amidst all that, the bodies, he goes down and pretty quickly and grabbed his knee. So obviously that tells you a lot. Does it say it's a knee injury? How significant of a knee injury? Not sure. But a lot of times you might grab your knee like that and then pop back up. He didn't pop back up. He was down. Trainer comes out. Cohen was right there at the same time immediately. And then he helped to his feet and a pretty good limp getting off the field. Okay. So, I mean, to me, that says not like, oh, let me work this thing out. I just tweaked it a little bit, and I'll be back. He never came back in. Obviously, the MRI means it's somewhat significant. They want to test it, see what's in there. And so I do, I think what we saw was, by a camp standard, especially a first day of camp standard injury, what I would think is a pretty significant injury.
Sure.
But beyond that, have zero idea like what it could be. And we see guys go down over the years in camp, and then they don't come back for another 3 weeks, right? But they come back by the end of camp, or they're ready for the regular season. And then we also will have the conversation at some point, if he does, if that's something like this injury, well, how much did that hurt you missing this much of time, right? Or how much would you have benefited from that time, especially a young player? So that's it. I mean, it is what it is. It was grab the knee, gone down, limped off pretty significantly, but did limp off. It's not like he had to be carried off or carted off. So I guess that's a good sign.
Right.
And then MRI today. I think what's interesting about the Kaiser thing is, I don't know where, Liam's done a few interviews now, but maybe with Ryan O'Halloran in the Florida Times-Union. He mentioned Monday, he talked to him too, and I think he said Kaiser, he mentioned Kaiser's name in that outside linebacker spot. So even trying to work him into that rotation. So part of that, obviously you got Ventrell Miller and we think Branson Combs battling, but they could even mix in Kaiser in that spot, at least according to, I believe it was Ryan O, with that conversation with Liam that they put out there on Tuesday. So
interesting.
It's not, I think that's just a way maybe to get him on the field potentially, at least put him in that battle, because you know Foye's Foye.
Yeah, but then I wonder what the plan of Gardeck's going to be.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, you would know better
I would
than
assume
me.
Gardeck's, because he's more, he's going to play on the edge a little bit more.
But I feel like he's your weak side guy. Because once again, like, take strong side out of it.
Like, they would play Foye, Devin, and Gardick at the same time last year.
But I don't think there's going to be a lot of 3 linebacker sets, is what I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Like, I figured he'd be like the surefire backup to Foye, but like if they're impressed with what he's doing, at OTAs and everything, they're trying to work him in more of like an impactful role. Then yeah, maybe there will be some packages where you can put him at the weak side, and maybe take over for Ventrell. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and as John's saying too, I mean, I think the guy you forget about, and I have no idea really about, I can't even tell you too much about him, is McLeod, who was drafted last year, suffered the injury, was out the whole year. Like, you never saw anything. This is essentially his rookie season. So the linebacker spot is interesting. I think I walked in on when you were talking about the nickel play, and I know you believe that you'll only get one linebacker out there quite a bit. I also thought that was pretty interesting from an observation standpoint. Muhammad at really was nickel corner. Was in there pretty quick. Now, I do think that, I think I said to you guys in our text, that could be Jordan Lewis is working himself back. Sure. So obviously Jordan Lewis is your nickel corner, but where's Jarian Jones going to play? Well, hopefully battle a little bit on the outside. So instead of maybe putting him right there, keep him on the outside, get his reps on the outside, and you get a guy like Muhammad who this spring or early summer OTA period, really impressed.
Yeah.
Like, he was a guy that you kind of circled. I did going into this camp, like, hey, keep an eye on this. And that tells me a lot that they wanted to see a little bit more out of him.
What about Caleb Ransaw?
Nice play over the middle. That's all I got on him. He made a nice pass breakup on a tight end. I got to get all our tight end numbers right because between 88, 89, 84, or 85, we know. But I can't remember exactly who it was. But over the middle play, and that was one of the things I was talking about. Like, not a bad ball by Trevor or anything else, but smothered and covered. Deflection. Waffle House special.
I like it. He was in the middle of the field?
Ransaw
when he got the interception?
Yeah. Not an interception, just a deflection.
A deflection.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
On that play. He might have done some other things. That was the one that I saw.
Yeah.
That was notable. And, again, another guy.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how that conversation got brought up? Like, what's Ransaw going to do? Husky, Ransaw.
No.
Obviously, Murray comes up big. I mean, the competition there already maybe flashing.
Yeah, no, we had Jags Japan talking about, we talk about the running backs a lot in terms of what that's going to look like, but we want to know more about the linebackers as well and what this defense could look like. And we just kind of broke that down for him a little bit.
Rayon Lane, a good question. Didn't pop, but had some valuable plays last year. And obviously we know his prowess on special teams. But that's a good question. Probably a guy to keep an eye on a bit each and every day. I mean, the different position groups. You guys talk Travis Hunter a little bit?
Yeah. Sprinkle them on.
Yeah. I mean, listen, two things about Travis Hunter, I would say. Well, three. You can't not notice the physique. Mm-hmm. Right? We all have commented on that. Everybody's commented on that. Yep. That it is what it is. And it's factual. He's definitely bigger. I just think there's something kind of cool. We just haven't had a lot of this in Jacksonville, and I know I probably said this a lot last year too, but I just think it's worth repeating. I think sometimes we don't understand, even because we're just living it and talking it every day. Just the storyline this guy is massive. Mm-hmm. We know that, but it's just interesting when a guy comes out to camp in a position that's not quarterback, and there's so much attention on him, so many eyes on him. And so he really started his workout right in front of us. And he's just doing drills, but obviously in a very playful way because he's got a lot of energy. And then the amount of media out there today, and specifically right there in that moment, I'll probably give you a clip of that, Hamby, that I can send you because I took a shot of it. Nice. It's just like, wow. I mean, this is Jacksonville media. This isn't like where they're practicing with the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah. I mean, it's just amount that eyes on him are so enormous. And then two plays. One nice play defensively down the field, maybe a little grabby there, but it was against the backup wide receivers. It might have been Cameron at the time. So, stride for stride, no problem, never a chance to complete the pass. And then the other one on offense where he went up and got it. It kind of looked like just a visualization. It looked a little bit like the Kansas City catch where he jumps up and contests it.
Right.
And this
the ball was higher, though.
The ball was higher here. What, this one?
Yeah, because he almost caught the Kansas City one in his lap.
Oh, yeah, fair point. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that was more contested, but I'm just giving you the visualization of how high he was up. So that means the knee's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean, he was
He's not thinking about it.
Yeah, not thinking about it at all, and came down and just didn't complete the catch. Probably should have. Like, you could almost rule it a drop because your expectation is him to make that catch once he got up there. And it was less contested than the Kansas City one. But just to give you a little visualization of both sides of the ball, I just thought stride for stride on defense on the one play, and then just probably don't have a lot of guys that can go up and make the catch that he tried to go make.
Yeah,
and he normally, I think, would come down with it. So that's the Travis Hunter story, both sides of the ball, too.
Yeah,
so no, and I didn't really feel like maybe too much on one side or the other.
Sure.
And that probably changes from practice to practice.
Yeah, and it'll probably change from week to week in terms of the season, depending who they're playing.
Yeah. So, hey, good stuff. Good stuff overall. And we still have more stuff to come. Parker Washington interview. And by the way, he's also pretty good at another sport, apparently. We'll tell you that coming up during the interview. Maybe a little Chris Rodriguez, maybe a little Liv from camp, too. We'll just keep going with a lot of Jags coverage, obviously, here on a Wednesday, first day of camp on not too hot of a day. Remember, we'll be out there Friday. That'll be your first time out there, I think, on Friday. And we'll be out there all morning with Action News Jack, 6 a.m. until noon. So 6 a.m. till 9 a.m. on TV side, CBS 47, Fox 30. And then we'll have our show out there. A lot of guests coming in and out throughout those hours. Action News, Action Sports Jack stay at training camp.
Are fans out there Friday?
Yeah. Fans, I think, are out there for definitely the first 3 practices.
Okay.
I don't think they're out there every one, but I think they're out there for most of them.
Cool.
I haven't really married the schedule together, but there's obviously a bunch. Now, I will tell you this, a little, maybe shade surprised, if I'm being completely honest. It wasn't a full house.
Oh, dear.
Brent is disappointed in the Jaguars fan base. Clip it. Brent is awestruck that the Jaguars fans didn't show up in support.
Where are we at?
Clip it.
Hey, 13-4.
Clip
Get
it.
down.
Clip it. Jags fans not showing up for the team. Clip it. Brent Martineau.
This just in, the Jags are practicing here in Jacksonville and playing in Jacksonville this year. They have not moved down to Orlando for the year.
Clip that.
That's
as well.
next year.
Clip that as
And by the
well.
way, they are going to practice in Jacksonville next year, too. Just play the games. I guess we really got to get that out. Still get that dang question like once a day, it feels like. We'll be back. There's Parker.
Like the kids.
Man of the people.
He's dangerous.
I said he had his shoes off, and for the interview, I was like, "Oh, do a little Mac Hollins."
There we go.
And he's like, "Yeah, that's not intentional. I just took my shoes off."
Probably a little soaking.
This isn't going to be a new thing. We'll be right back.
When we say the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network is everywhere, we mean it. If you don't want to see our ugly faces and you just want to hear our takes, listen to the podcast. It's up 30 minutes after every live show. Spotify, iTunes, Apple, Google Play. It's really that simple. Just pull out your phone. I'm on Spotify, Action Sports Jacks. Every episode is right there, split into hour chunks, so you get exactly what you're looking for.
I think it would be a better chance that Branson Combs wins the weak side linebacker spot than Wyatt Milam wins the right guard spot. And that's more because Patrick McCarry has done more in the league.
Stupid take.
He's more.
Maybe you only have 15 minutes before the kids come home. You don't have time to listen to the full show. You're craving Jags content. The YouTube page is for you. We have a separate playlist called Brent and Austen Show Segments. It's Jags only conversations right there every day. Subscribe. Don't miss any Jags content. Action Sports Jacks.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service, a meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too, to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to easily access Action News Jax Now using your Roku device. First, launch Roku. Next, use the menu list to scroll down to the search feature. Then, use the remote to enter Action News Jax into the search bar, and then click Action News Jax thumbnail. Once you see this screen, go ahead and select Add App. Wait a few seconds for it to install. Once it finishes installing, press the star button on your remote and click on Move App or Move App to the top. Finally, select the app back on your home screen to open it. Now you can watch all the great content on Action News Jax Now. Live daily breaking news.
We have breaking news happening right now in Clay County.
First alert weather and traffic.
Looks like we have a tornado warning. Let's take a look at that.
Action Sports Jax 24/7.
We've got the Brent and Austen Show daily, live sporting events, and long-form interviews you can't see anywhere else.
And shows like Law and Crime and much more. And that's how you access Action News Jax Now using your Roku device.
Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University.
Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School.
Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker's Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oak Leaf High School.
Tony Mazzio, Sandwood High School, class of 2002.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Jax team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley,
Hilliard High School.
Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
Action Sports Jax 24/7 is your home for high school football in the 904. Get ready for each week of action Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock with the Blitz Breakdown, talking everything high school football in the Jacksonville area. And when the lights get bright on Friday night, Action Sports Jax 24/7 is there with live broadcasts of our game of the week and the Friday night Zone Blitz, giving you live looks into the biggest games in the area and coverage lasting until midnight. Here's the kick, the snap, the hold, the kick is blocked!
And they're going for the end zone, and they got a guy! Touchdown! And what?
Find these broadcasts available on YouTube, X, Facebook, and of course, ActionSportsJax.com. And the action doesn't stop there. Find even more high school football on the Action Sports Jax social channels with content posted throughout the week. When you're looking for the best high school football coverage in the 904, Action Sports Jax 24/7 is ready for the Blitz.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Oh, Trevor Lawrence doing some work here at practice today with Brian Thomas Jr. and BTJ looking good along with Parker Washington, that receiving corps. It's hard not to notice. You asked the question on Monday to Liam Cohen, but also really to Trevor Lawrence, and kind of give us an idea of all these receivers and what they do for you. And, man, that's a fun group to watch. I tweeted out when they were doing some drills today. Just a fun group to really dive into and watch and see, and how does this all work. And I think it must be really fun for guys like Trevor and also Liam Cohen and Udinsky, to how to make that work and put defenses in binds. Mm-hmm. And I still don't know. The wild part about saying that to me, Austen, is I don't really think they have a household name. Like, I don't, across the league that people talk about. Now, again, Brian Thomas Jr., I think, can be that.
Hunter.
Travis Hunter, but I'm kind of not.
You're not going to include him?
Yeah, I mean, you do, but you don't. I just think on a regular basis. Mm-hmm. But obviously Hunter, yeah. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Brian Thomas Jr., from a household name standpoint, like, it felt like he was there. Now, does he back off a little bit because of last season? I mean, when you think about receivers in the National Football League, or when somebody from Seattle, Washington, or Iola, Wisconsin says, hey, who's the Jags receivers? Mm-hmm. How quick does Brian Thomas Jr. pop in people's mind?
I mean, it's, I think you can go either one. You can go Myers, you can go Brian Thomas Jr., you can go Parker Washington. I think in terms of who's being talked about the most, if we're going down the fantasy football road, I think it's Parker Washington, because I think people feel like you can get the most value for him. So I think and obviously as the retweets have shown from the comment to texting Liam Cohen, like I think Parker Washington right now is probably the most talked about Jacksonville Jaguar on this roster. Wow. Now, I still think that Brian Thomas Jr. will take over when, he reminds everybody just what his speed can do and how Liam Cohen feels about him. But in terms of hype, I feel like right now it's Parker Washington.
Hamby, thought on that? I know the fantasy world had grabbed that, right? That's kind of gone viral, the comment. But you guys live in that world way better than I do. I don't.
Yeah, but
I don't
you
know.
live in the world of retweets
I do.
And you see what that's getting.
I did see that, yeah.
That's not by mistake.
I guess over 12 or 15 seconds, but I'm sorry, 12 or 15 hours. But I just wonder, like, again, in New England, even though there's football in New England, they pay attention to New England. I'm like, do they know who Parker Washington is? I kind of wonder that. But Austen basically said, right now, because of the buzz and hype and about Parker Washington, he's really the guy people probably would hone in on from the outside looking in, at least this week. And by the way, this week is good timing because it's going into camp. And that fantasy football world's a real world.
Yeah.
I know we brought it up quite a bit kind of jokingly this week, but it's a real world that has people paying attention. That's part of the audience of the NFL. Is he that big? Is he getting that big?
I think
that quick?
He certainly is becoming and it's almost like, again, I kind of reference a lot. It's like almost wins above replacement. Like BTJ ain't going to say nothing. Jacoby's not going to say nothing either. So your only option for, kind of big personality from the receiver position is really Parker. And I think fans want that. And he's kind of over and over, even if it's literally just his classic tweet, he's giving it to you,
Yeah.
So and the emergence of last year, you want to grab onto what's hot. And unfortunately for BTJ, or fortunately, maybe he prefers it this way, it's what's new and what's hot. Well, Parker's what's hot, Parker, of anybody that's returning into this year's team, had the biggest year of growth of anybody last year. Nobody grew more than Parker did last year, or elevated their games more. So does it surprise me that, if you lined up all 90 dudes and said, all right, everybody has a chance to get in one person's line for an autograph, I wouldn't be surprised if Parker was number one because everybody already has Trevor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, he by the way, by the end of the year, the shows that we had at the restaurant, there were huge crowds for Parker Washington.
Yeah.
It's that, again, I guess what I started to say in this conversation is it's a dangerous receiving core, yet I just don't think, again, I don't know how household name they are. I mean, you look at Cincinnati, it's for obvious reasons. You got T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, and they're making high dollar, and they've been doing it for a long time. I think there's a bit unknown about this receiving core, yet Trevor said the other day he thinks he'd put them against some of the top offenses in the league.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that the Chiefs have shown the blueprint of you don't need the most talked about receivers to be successful. What you need is a quarterback and a play caller that can set up the formations, that can set up the schemes to get those receivers open. So I've said it a bunch. I think it's a great problem to have when you don't know what receiver is going to go off on a certain Sunday. That's only going to make it more harder to game plan on defense. So it's definitely an advantage for the Jaguars, and I think Liam Cohen realizes that.
Going to get back to the Jags in just a couple of minutes. Got Chris Rodriguez, got Parker Washington's reaction, really conversations, and also Olivia Tassley will have an update from camp as she's going to be out there just about every day while we go back and forth between the show and camp. Will be out there, of course, on Friday and also some other days. So looking forward to the entire camp. But a couple other things. I don't know if Hamby just checked out of there for a moment. Josh Hines Allen, you guys didn't talk about this yet, did you? Or being in the top 50?
No.
And I think we started to talk about this a little bit yesterday, but never got to it. Mm-hmm. Were you surprised he was 48th coming off an 8-sack season, number one? And are you surprised that he was higher than Trevor Lawrence, who was 62, I think?
Yeah, not surprised he was 48 coming off of his season simply because I saw J.J. Watt, was a top 100 player when he was up for the entire season one year. So, this is more on, voted around your peers and how your peers feel about you and not necessarily based off of strictly stats or what the performance was. So I'm not surprised where he was ranked because, I think he is one of the better defensive ends, obviously, in the NFL, and I think that's where he should have been. I am surprised, though, that Trevor Lawrence, for the season that he had, when we're talking about a guy who was in the MVP running towards the end of the season, finished higher than Josh Hines-Allen did.
Yeah. I think it's nice I think it shows where Josh Hines-Allen has, I think he's been really coveting that national respect. And I think this is a little bit of a show of that. Mm-hmm. I don't think a couple of years ago he would have got that kind of love unless he'd had 15 sacks or 17 sacks. So, listen, he wants that. He's coveting that. He's a really good football player. Mm-hmm. He thinks he's amongst the elite. I think some people would debate that just based on the sack totals, but obviously showcase the ceiling can be there at 17 and a half sacks. And I think everybody knows we're big fans of him, what he does even without some of the numbers. But I think that's a big deal for him to be listed in that conversation. A couple other things around the National Football League, just so we're not all Jags. Tony Romo.
Do we have the video?
I can certainly get it right now.
Please. Hamby's working hard over there. I didn't want to put you in a spot, Hamby, but
I can get it.
You want to talk about my distaste recently for Tom Brady, of everything that he's doing with...
The problem is it's 6 minutes. Let me see if I can get a shorter one.
With Logan Paul and everything, I'm over it with Tom Brady. You're supposed to be the GOAT. We don't need you in the limelight and everything. And then enter Tony Romo. Even in his worst light, coming off a golf course, trying to see the grandparents in another state than Wisconsin, where you have to go out of your way to try to get a DUI in Wisconsin. Let's be honest here. I'm not even joking. You have to go out.
That back 40, Tony
out
Romo.
Of your way to try to get a DUI in Wisconsin. And the fact of you see a man who is stressed, who might be in one of his worst moments of his entire life. And by the way, it's getting recorded, right? And it's about to get, put out to the world. Even in that moment, more entertaining, more thought-provoking than anything Tom Brady has done in the past 5 years. Amazing. Amazing work by Tony Romo. Now we'll see what happens with I don't know if it's an OWI or DUI with their allegedly bosses, allegedly.
All right, here we go.
I'm not sure. Well, I'm not sure what it's going to be, but right now, once you see this video, he's looking pretty good.
You will do 9, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Just sitting in there. Sorry, guys, too bad.
Brought the backpack that you wanted.
He was stretching.
Can we go over the mobility routine that he did before this even took place?
Exactly.
Hamby, can you pause it real quick?
Yes.
Okay, so Tony Romo was at a golf tournament. It's an amateur golf tournament. He gets pulled over on the highway. He wants to call his lawyer. The cop goes, well, you can do it outside your car. So already there's some things where he can stay in the car and call his lawyer, but you told him to exit his vehicle.
Okay.
So he exits the vehicle. For some reason, then the camera cuts out of him talking to the lawyer, and then they plan on doing a field sobriety test, but they can't do it on the highway because it's not even ground. So now he rode with the cop in handcuffs from his vehicle in this parking garage, and they're doing this field sobriety test in the parking garage because it's an even surface.
That's how they got there.
Now,
how abnormal is that, by the way?
Barry, I feel like
too.
And then he claims that he was at the golf course. Once again, allegedly, he was at the golf course and he's sore, so he had to get a 2-minute mobility routine in where he stretched out his spine, the hamstring, the calves, and that's what you saw right before this video started.
By the way, I don't blame him in that regard.
Take it away, Tony.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Once you pause it, you can't play it.
That I observed.
Yeah. Any of them drink?
Okay.
I don't think any of them were drink, right?
Okay.
Can I do an exercise?
Go ahead.
There we go.
Two back surgeries.
Pat it down, yep. Okay. Any head injuries?
Excuse me?
Any head injuries recently? Any concussions?
Played for the Cowboys a couple of years, a couple of them.
Over the years, yes, but not recently. No, we're good.
Okay. When you turn, Keep the front lead foot on the line.
I'm going to stretch
and
here,
turn
Jim.
by taking a series
Inchworms?
of small steps.
Let's get those
with the other
inchworms.
foot. I'm going to demonstrate with 3. You will do 9, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Just sitting in there.
My dude's got a lather going on already, though.
He does, yeah.
He's sweating.
2.
Summer, man.
You
Trying not to.
willing to submit to a PPT?
Don't do it.
Machine that you blow in?
Nope.
It does not determine the results of
Oh,
my
no,
test.
we're not doing that.
Okay.
I've already heard
Smart
from
man.
all the lawyers don't ever do that.
Okay.
So
All right.
we're not going to do that. But
Okay. All right, sir.
did I pass this test?
You turn around.
No, I didn't. Okay. Can I use my phone real quick? Because there's a plane taking off.
You're
my
under
parents are
arrest
there.
for
Okay.
operating.
Guess that plane's taking off without him.
Guess so. So we don't know like how this whole thing ended. We don't know if we took a blood alcohol test back at like the jail or whatever like that. He's got a court date coming up, so we'll see how this all transpires. But by indications, people are saying that he did in fact pass the field sobriety test.
Yeah.
And he got arrested under suspicion because there was bottles in the car, even though he claims in this video that none of them were opened.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, that's but you kind of think he'll get off maybe if
I
he
think
passed
so.
that field sobriety test.
Well, if you watch the entire video too, I feel like the cop didn't follow standard protocol in terms of how she handled everything. And he even kind of like alluded to that. So yeah, I don't know. And also, he didn't have to do his field sobriety test either. He could have just went to the jail and then eventually, you could have took the test and everything, but he didn't have to do that either. So
That's interesting that they would have let him phone
at
a
least
friend.
in the state of Wisconsin. Every state's different.
Okay. I'm surprised that you can like phone a friend there.
Yeah.
Like in the middle of an arrest.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Mhm.
I did not know that was a thing.
Well, he tried to phone his lawyer. I
That's
don't
what
know.
I'm saying.
I don't know if that was like
that was his friend. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't.
So this
That's
is
Trails officer. Yeah.
That's why that's what they always say. If you do one, do the field sobriety because it's up to the police officer. And if you do the breathalyzer, that's more of a concrete thing.
Yeah, I think it
I'm
was
not trying to give
Duval.
people advice about.
I think it might have been Duval TV who said field sobriety tests are meant to fail. I don't know. I don't know anything about that stuff, but there are ways to do it, I guess.
I never had to take one, so
You know
I
what's
wouldn't
a good
know.
way to
Thank
do it?
God. Knock on wood. Just don't
drink and
drink.
drive.
Oh, yeah, just don't. Yeah.
Definitely, if you don't drink, definitely don't drive.
Mhm.
So that's a Tony Romo latest. I can't imagine anything's come to this outside of this is a Tony Romo video that's got everybody's attention because of now body cams.
Yeah. You know what the best part about in Wisconsin, if you get a DUI or OW, I mean, number one, it takes like 3 of them to lose your license.
Does it?
'Cause- Yeah. But then when you lose your license, what people will do, like, so in our town, we had this dude named Cookie. I don't know if he was homeless or not, but he was always around. He drove around in a lawnmower. And so he would drive to the bars in the lawnmower.
But you can get arrested. You can get pulled over for that, can't you?
Yeah.
A little harder, I would assume.
Well, you don't need a driver's license to drive a lawnmower.
So you can't lose the license.
Yeah. So he literally pull up to the corner bars in his lawnmower, get his drinks in, and just drive where he was driving. But we'd always see him on the road and everything.
That's wild.
And then he had a license plate on his lawnmower that said Cookie on it.
That's wild.
Yeah, man.
But yet not surprising. Like I can see.
Oh, that dude would. And I'm saying like that dude would drive like 4 or 5 miles. Like he would drive to Scandinavia, go to Little Norway, go to the bar there. Then he would drive back, go to Katie's Corner and everything. Like my dude was getting it in.
Wow. Pretty wild.
Doing 2 miles per hour.
Hamby, take us in the direction where you want me to go. You got some Chris Rodriguez?
Yeah, I got either. Let's talk Chris Rodriguez because we spent a lot of time at the beginning of the show. Again, if you missed that or just topping in, you can always go back on our YouTube page or wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, whatever. We're all there. So let's just go back to that. The conversation, Brent, that we kind of had was this, if it's 50-50 in a hypothetical situation between Tootin and Chris Rodriguez, don't you still have to give the large majority or the bulk to Tootin because he's the back of your future? And is there any upside with Chris Rodriguez, or is he all security blanket because of losing ETN and not getting David Montgomery?
Yeah, I feel like this is it's Tootin's room overall, but I feel like it could be Chris Rodriguez's room at the start. And just because he's the veteran presence And I don't think they want to give anything to young players. I think this is almost that, it's almost like treating Tootin like he's a rookie. Like, hey, we're not going to give you the whole thing just because. And let's be honest, he was a 4th-round rookie, which comes with a little bit of a different investment and expectation than if you're drafted in. I mean, if it was Genty or somebody like that, it'd be his room. There'd be no question. Yeah. But even if the same stuff happened last year. But, 2nd-round pick, maybe so. I just think in the 4th round, he's going to have to earn that thing. And I think Chris Rodriguez probably brought over here with the idea like, hey, you're going to probably get the first nod. Assume that he's healthy. He was cleared today. So, yeah, I think Chris Rodriguez, to be honest with you, is like the biggest mystery. Forget about the room. I just think the Chris Rodriguez is the biggest mystery going on this Jacksonville Jaguars team. I don't know what to expect. I don't have a lot of experience watching him play. I know they like the metrics behind what he delivers and thinks he can be the guy that can get you 4 and 6 yards and 8 yards and those kind of runs. And obviously the short yardage stuff. But beyond that, I really don't have like crazy expectation for him. That's why I always lean back to Tootin, I think. Because, like Duval TV, I think Tootin has a lot of upside. But no knock on Chris Rodriguez. I just don't know a lot about him.
Yeah, I mean, I spoke about this a lot, but I'll kind of paraphrase what I said to start the show off. And Hammy, by the way, if you want to go see my breakdown of the running backs, where can they go check that out?
Again, that's going to be on the YouTube page. I'm going to put out a full video of our conversation later this afternoon on YouTube as well. So, again, specifically YouTube or on the podcast, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts.
Stockton to Malone. Nicely done, Hamby. But to paraphrase real quick, I honestly think that they don't know who the starter is right now.
Yeah,
like,
I would agree.
In that building. And we talked about it. There's not a lot of teams that don't know who their starting running back is. And especially when you look at the Jacksonville Jaguars who want to run the football, that's not the best problem to be having going into, day number 1. Now, a lot of it has to do with obviously the inexperience that is, Bishal Tootin, and then a lot of it has to do with, what can Chris Rodriguez really do in terms of being a diverse running back or not. And I stated it like this. I think Rodriguez right now is their identity of what they want to do. I think Tootin is the explosive game record that will keep defenses on their toes. I think Tootin will be the starter just because he can do so many different things. But at the same time, like, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking like, a week 6 matchup, depending who you're playing, what the defense can give you, you might see a running back by committee. Until Tootin can show that he can handle the workload. Like, yes. And I told us with Hamby, the plan is for Tootin to eventually be the guy.
Yeah.
Right? His speed says it all. His, what he's able to do in the backfield, it says it all. Now, he's got to improve on some things, but, like, that is the plan. That's what they want to see. But based off of what you have right now, well, if you want to be a physical running team, I feel like C-Rod has proven himself more to be the physical runner. If you want to be a more diverse team, keep defenses guessing, that's where Tootin comes into play. We'll see.
Rodriguez hasn't done a ton of media, I think, just because of some of the injuries and things.
Yeah, just his signing.
Yeah, just the signing. So a little bit get to know you. Here he was after practice.
How you feeling? First day of training camp, you actually able to get out there on the field a little bit?
Yeah, man, it felt good. I love being out on the field, man. So coming out doing Indy with the guys, man, it felt good.
How's the foot feel?
Feels good, man. I'm on a schedule right now for everything. So the plan is to be back for week 1. So we're gonna take it step by step. We're gonna get there.
When you're getting to know a new team, you kind of know the coach and staff a little bit already, but how helpful is it to be able to get those reps out there on the field?
Man, it's obviously like a big part of like my learning process. Is getting those reps, and you could do so much in the room, but once you get out and actually get on the field, getting those reps, that's how you really learn it, start learning more. But we got the walkthrough room in there, so I've been in there with our assistant running back coach, so that's been a huge help too.
When you're sidelined through the off-season program a little bit, does that give you a chance to maybe spend a little bit more time getting to know some of your teammates or your new teammates?
Yeah, it actually does, man. I've been trying to stay in the locker room and meet those guys, talk to a lot of those guys, especially the running backs, man. It's a new group, so trying to talk to those guys and build that connection.
Hey, Chris, you obviously have experience running with Liam's offense. Is it a lot different than a couple years ago?
No, I won't say it's a lot different. I will say it's a lot more complex than, obviously, with the 1 year that he was in Kentucky. We were college guys, learning a new system. He couldn't probably put everything in, but I just say it's a little bit more complex.
How did the foot injury impact your summer? How does it impact your preparation for camp?
I don't really think that was the kind of deterred me from that. I did end up having my first child, my daughter.
Very nice. Congrats.
So if anything, I was at home with my wife during that whole process.
So it ended up being kind of a blessing in disguise then.
Yes, exactly.
A lot of people say after you have your first kid, it kind of changes you. I know it's only been a month, right? But have you felt like a big difference or change in who you are?
No, I won't say that. I will say like having my daughter is different. Obviously, it's just a blessing. You come out here and you got something else to call your wife.
You talked about Liam's offense. Is this the same Liam that you remember from Kentucky?
Yeah, I mean Liam's Liam, man. That's what made him himself. That's why he got the job at Kentucky, and that's why he got the job here. Liam is a great guy, great coach. He's easy to talk to, still to this day. He'll come up to you, and the next thing you know, you're talking to him for 45 minutes. Yeah, man, great dude. Blessing to have him as a head coach.
How have you seen him kind of grow?
Okay.
How have you kind of seen Liam grow as a coach and a person since that time in Kentucky?
Man, actually, I was talking to his dad about it. His dad was with us at Kentucky, and he was like, man, like, who would have thought? And I was like, well, honestly, like, we all kind of seen it coming. You see him grow while he was at Kentucky, just his time there, growing with the players that were there, and eventually having that connection with us. And this just translates here. He still has that connection with everybody.
Why do you like this offense so much?
I like this offense a lot because it's my offense, Man, I just think it's a great offense. I can't really go into too many specifics, but I've been running this since I was in college. This is one of the offenses that kind of made me who I am as a person now, especially being under Liam.
It's a perfect fit for you.
Perfect fit, yeah.
Chris, you've got two young guys in that running back position. Is it the first time you've sort of been the leader?
Yeah. Honestly, this is year 4 for me. I've always had guys that were in the league a little longer than me, obviously. When I was in college, it was me and another running back. It was just kind of like us and one dude underneath us. But other than that, like it's me, DJ, Amir. Like now we're the vets in the room. 3+ years.
I thought you were going to say old guy.
No, I won't say old guy. No.
Chris, comparatively to your first day of training camp in years past, how does this compare? Day 1 training camp here in Jacksonville, and even yesterday on report day.
I will say it's a lot. Well, luckily we got this beautiful shade. Yeah, I know. I will say it's been a little bit more humid than what I'm used to, but that comes with it. That's camp. Just trying to use that to our advantage and get used to it.
In terms of setting the tone yesterday, first team meeting, what did you see from Liam that, again, to your point, Liam is Liam, and he's always been.
Yeah.
But was there a moment where you're like, wow, like he's my head coach now?
Yeah. Honestly, it was, you can ask anybody. He walks in the room and first thing he's like, this is how we're going to do things. And, I'm saying it a lot quieter than he will, but.
He also just walked right past you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, he gets up there and he's like, this is how we're going to do things. And his tone of voice, it makes you want to work for him.
A lot of F-bombs, though.
Yeah. I think he's calming down.
Yeah. Thanks,
we know the Jags are kind of taking a running back by committee approach, but obviously someone still has to be the first running back on the field from the Browns game. How are you kind of approaching that, knowing that that's a possibility for you to be that guy?
I kind of pride myself in, even when I was on practice squad in my past, just preparing preparing every week like I'm going to start. So regardless of what the coaches have planned, or if I'm the starter, if I'm second, third string, whatever it is, just preparing like I am the starter. And if that time comes and I'm the starter, then I'll be ready for it.
Well, we will see if he is the starter. Chris Rodriguez, pretty in-depth. Obviously, a lot of that depth has to do with Liam Cohen, his relationship, which kind of was short-lived, but obvious people really talking about that. And his coming down to Jacksonville has some ties to that, no doubt about it. But don't miss this part of it with Chris Rodriguez. Some of the things that these guys dive into metrically, where we passively have said, they like what he does. honestly, what that exactly means, I think probably after initial contact, right, yards, like breaking some tackles, those kind of things, he does well. And I think some, again, you can get in the weeds. Hamby, you might be more into the weeds on this stuff than even we are, but like he ranks very well in some of those kind of categories.
He does.
That I think that's what enticed them so much about Chris Rodriguez.
I mean, just watch him last year with the Commanders. I mean, they counted on him a lot to be that guy. Like Krosky Merritt had all the hype, had all the fantasy hoopla and everything. And then here comes Chris Rodriguez, like just meat and potatoes, lowering his shoulder, not going down on first contact, and running with bad intentions. Like, you get why he's here. And, yeah, I know he's worked with Liam Cohen a little bit in college, too, in Kentucky, but, like, you get why Chris Rodriguez is here, right? Like, we talk about intangibly rich. We talk about Jaguars DNA. He has it. Like, he runs with bad intentions. It's just the fact of the matter of how does he fit in this scheme and how does he fit in this running back group.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, we want to bring some of the sounds of training camp each and every day to you on the Brent and Austen Show, hopefully right around this time. So some of our interviews that we do, and you want to be safe and sound at home, you can do so with Metro Foundation Solutions. Get a free estimate with Metro Foundation Solutions at metrofoundationfl.com. You can also call them 904-468-0454. Foundation repair, crawl space, gutter solutions, serving Northeast and Central Florida. And the story of the week, the story of the last couple of days, prompted a little bit by our conversation with Liam Cohen on Monday, has been Parker Washington. Parker Washington, a huge story this year because of what he did last year, raising expectation. Also, contract negotiations, or at least trying to come up with a contract for him. As we've said, very tricky, no doubt, and imminent. Doesn't sound like it. Gets done at some point. I would say yes. But if not, could become a free agent at the end of this year. So a big season loading for Parker Washington, and obviously a fan favorite as well. We caught up with him right after practice about the contract, about the quote, and even about some kickball.
Ain't trying to be like that.
Are you good?
Yep, you're good.
We're good, we're good. Well, are you good? I guess just give us an excitement day one breakdown here of welcome back to camp.
I would say it's time. You know, this is when you find out who's real and who's going to make plays, and this is when you come showcase it. So I'm excited, as always, and let's go.
How different is it now compared to the last few years? I mean, is it the same, just getting your body ready, getting your mental side of things ready, or has it changed?
I would say it just changed, it's just improved, you know? Of course, it's year 4 for me, so you got an idea of what you're getting yourself into. Now it's just time to, I feel like on my side, just capitalizing. You know, I know opportunities will come, so I'm just trying to make the most of those and take those next steps. And besides that, it's really, you just got to get ready for the heat. And, I mean, that's the telltale for everybody. Can you survive out here in the heat? And it's been really cool. This team's competitive. A lot of great plays out there today. I feel like it's going to be a great camp.
You raised the bar last year for you and for the expectations. What comes with that for you?
I'm ready to do it again, and I'm ready to take the next step and be a better Parker. You know, that's what it's all about. You know, I don't want to say there's a ceiling. I just want to just keep going and keep being the best of me and put my best foot forward, and let's see what we can do.
We had Coach on the other day. He said, I texted with Parker back and forth last week. He said, I'm ready to kill. Did that say it all?
That's all I have to say. You know, I'm not really the talking type. He texted me, said, you know, excited to get back to work, and I'm like, shoot, I'm ready to go kill. Like, I'm ready to go out here and take those next steps and show what I can do, you know. And I'm just gonna take it one rep at a time. You know, bad rep, good rep. I'm just gonna come back the next play and just go at it again.
Did you think you'd have a contract extension by now? And where are you in that process?
I feel like for me, it's just staying focused, keeping the main thing, letting my agent and everybody in the front office talk about it. And I just want to come out here and just be a professional and just keep being me. And I just want to continue to be a great leader in the receiver room, take those next steps and just being a great example to the guys.
Parker, you touched on this in OTAs, but you mentioned that every step of the way, high school, college, pros, you've been a workout warrior, a training camp guy, and you said that's the only way you could stick at every level to get noticed. So where does that work ethic come from?
Honestly, I mean, it just clicked. It clicked back in middle school. I I just wanted to make my parents proud, and that started it. And then from there, I just grew like a grit, like no matter what, I don't care how much pain it comes with the workout. I was just in there strictly to work, strictly just be a better me. And I feel like that just carried on through my process. And I feel like now is just keep that rolling, keep going, keep being the best me. And like I said, that workout ethic, that's what got me here. Like I said, you go to college, I was wearing number 18. I would say nobody even. I was wearing number 18 when I got there. I had to wear my own cleats because the cleats I got, I was like, I can't even wear these cleats. These are trash. So I was wearing my high school cleats. By training camp and going in the first game, everything changed. I started getting the good stuff, the good gloves, But I'm just used to that, and I'm used to being like that underdog. Used to being the guy that has to work for it, and I'm willing to do that.
And by the way, how do you think Travis looked running around out there today?
Oh yeah, he always looks great. Freakish athlete. Great guy, great kid, and it's just so cool to just have him in the room and just the excitement, the energy. It just helps, especially in training camp when days get long. It's fun to have a guy that just brings positive energy and then, of course, can go out here and make great plays.
Can you get that high as he did on the sideline?
Hey, I'm going to let him have that. But you know what I mean? I can jump a little bit. I can make some plays. But the guy is really, really great athlete, raw talent, and I'm excited to see where he goes with this career.
I think when we talked to you in the spring, you were working on a lot of detailed things. How did you come out of that portion of this calendar year? And then do you see yourself applying some of those things you worked on right away?
Yeah, definitely. And there's one thing, I'm so, we talk about the details, right? It's just, even on my catch today, it's like I still got to get a little bit more friendly after the catch so I can make somebody miss for yak. So I'm talking about details to the T. Like, yes, it was a good route, good catch, but it's still the third element of like, how could I got more yards? So it's like little things like that I'm focusing on right now, and I'm, as soon as it happens on the field, I'm like, okay, I could have did this better, but that's like where I'm at now, just being a pro's pro, real professional. And that's what I say. You talk about what's it like coming out for, my fourth training camp. I mean, that's what it's all about. The improvement of how I attack the off season. It's changed. And we're improving it every year, and that's what I want to do. I just want to keep taking those steps and see where we can go.
Heard you had a big family reunion, and your kickball game's pretty good.
And, it was ridiculous. I mean, let me tell you this. I was a team captain / coach. They ended up kicking me out the game because I was going crazy. So I don't know. I was just trying to help my team win, and I was staying out the way. I was playing third base, but they wanted to kick it to me, so I made the play. And then next thing you know, they kicked me out the game. I had to coach.
It does seem a little unfair, man.
I wasn't. Hey, nothing was friendly about how I was playing, and I understand.
Emergency kicker, man.
They couldn't even let me do that. So it was really fun. I enjoyed that. That's what the off season's about, just that family time, putting the work in. And now it feels good to come back out here, and now it's time.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
No doubt, y'all.
Thanks.
Appreciate it, buddy. Appreciate you.
Good dude, man. He's fun. And you ever play an intense kickball game?
Excuse me?
With a family?
Not in a family. I played in a tournament one time.
Did you?
Me and a bunch of collegiate football players back home in Wisconsin call it the Party in the Pines played. And the best part was we played the Lions camp, which was like a camp for like kind of like troubled teens and trying to get people back on their feet. And we beat them 20-0. And we won the tournament. We got $500, and then we spent $500 and bought as many shots as we could at the corner bar, and we lined them up like $500 worth of shots. I'm not going to say what the shot was called.
Sounds like y'all need to get back on your feet and get back in the right direction.
Oh, bro, it was crazy. It was a crazy time. I have played kickball.
We used to do some kickball birthday parties for Kaylee and Ty.
There we go.
And usually one of them, if not both of them, usually went up to the room crying.
Okay. Yep.
They were intense, man. Dude, I mean, intense.
We took it so sick. I feel bad about in retrospect, but we took that thing super seriously.
Yeah, too serious.
There was way too serious. There was one point like where in one game our pitcher was going for no hitter and he gave it up because like we couldn't I couldn't get to the tag on time, and like we're up by 20. I'm pissed. Like I was irate. Yeah, man. That's what it is.
Hey, a couple things on Parker. He makes it look easy. The catch he was talking about, creating space, and so I talked to him a little bit after the interview. I just said, man, how much did Christian Kirk and those guys help? Mm-hmm. And he really gave those guys a nod, because that's what it reminds me. Remember Kirk, he was such a technician. I think we've quickly forgotten about Christian Kirk in that group, but I think the dividends of having those guys around Parker Washington, specifically Kirk because he was playing that position, has really paid off for him and for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and it's going to really pay off on this next contract for Parker Washington. So I thought that was interesting. Talked to him a little bit more about the contract. What was it? I told him what we said. We said this is a tricky one. And it's, but he knows there's value. The market's changed for receivers. And also you add in the fact, and he kind of brought this up to me, that I can play all positions. Makes you a little more valuable. The more you can do, right? And that's really where he's probably grown. He came out from Penn State, as many thought was a 6th-round guy that, watch this guy. Now, he could be a surprise. And people were right about that. He was surprised. But he came in as a slot guy. That's what you thought he was going to be. He can now play all three for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Made him a very valuable receiver.
But like, you picture him in the slot right now, and I thought he had some great sound bites in terms of what he's been working on in terms of that yards after catch, because the slot, like, everyone's going to look at you and say, okay, well, you got it made in the slot, right? Because corners play off you a little bit. You have room to operate. You're not getting jammed in the line of scrimmage. Your life should be easier. But what makes a great slot wide receiver is a couple things. It is the footwork, and it is the yards after catch. We've seen him have the footwork, and the fact now he's working on the yards after catch to try to even, like, be more. Because, like, you think of, like, yards after catch, you think of Puka.
You do.
Right? Like, if you put him in the slot and, you know, you get him open, best of luck to you. Cooper Kupp was kind of the same way the year that he had the Triple Crown and everything. Parker can be in that vein. Now, obviously, you're not going to get probably 12, 13 targets a game like, you know, Cooper Kupp did or Puka can. But when your number is called, man, there's nothing but supreme competency.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And by the way, the return game, too. That's the other part.
That doesn't hurt as well.
And I told him that. I was like, I don't know how much that factors into your contract. Like, how much is that worth? Is it worth $3 million, $5 million? I don't know. I think that's the interesting part and why it's tricky. But he kind of laughed. He's like, yeah, I know this is a tricky contract.
Without a doubt, and he should be setting an edible arrangement to Christian Watson and his team, because that kind of reset the market a little bit in terms of what a wide receiver is making, and we'll see how this Parker Washington contract shakes out. But, like, if you got Christian Watson getting paid what he's getting paid, Parker Washington, make sure you send him an edible arrangement.
Yeah, fun conversation. You watch guys, and you saw this firsthand. You had to do it a little bit. You watch when everybody talks about young guys, they say, "Oh, you got to learn how to be a pro. Got to learn how to be a pro." You talk about a guy that's learned how to be a pro. Parker Washington is that, and he just kind of keeps ascending. He's not satisfied, which I think is human nature. To be satisfied. Before we get to recycled headlines of the day and put a bow on this show, we'll visit with Liv Tassley real quick on some of those headlines that, if you've been listening throughout, you probably heard a bunch of. But we also have some pretty good comments and questions in the chat. So we appreciate you playing along all day, and want to get to some of these real quick. Kind of rapid fire, Austen.
Okay.
Big Nuke Dog said, I'm a big BTJ supporter, but if he has another down season, how does that affect Parker's contract? Can he fill the role that we want BTJ to have in this offseason? Now, the question there, just a caveat, that's if the contract doesn't get done before you know that BTJ doesn't have a good season, but it's an interesting question.
Interesting question, but there's no replacing BTJ because, and Trevor said it during an interview, he has speed. And we know how much Liam Cohen loves BTJ. It's the speed, right? And there's a lot of things you can do as a wide receiver. You can increase your route running, you can increase your hands and everything, but you can't really increase your speed. Like, either you're fast or you're decently fast. Brian Thomas Jr. is freakishly fast.
Yeah, different. Daniel Kilkenny, important question. Who will give us the Dewey sound bites this year? That is an important question for us. Who comes to mind?
Gardeck.
Really? He feels more quiet than Dewey in that sense.
Didn't he have the comment last year about his wife and everything?
He did. I'm not saying he can't be a good. I just don't know how much he.
I think it's Gardeck. I think you talk about a guy who's like with the long hair, he's doing the dances and everything. Like, I think he's got a little Dewey to him.
I think the guy, but he's got to play a bit more. That is a really good soundbite and can really. He just lets it rip sometimes because that's what Dewey did. Is Jarian Jones. He can, but again, he's got to get in there and play and contribute. So. You're really going to interview him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hemby, you got anybody?
I think, the problem with, the thing with getting another Dewey is something has to go wrong to make the Dewey. You know what I mean? Like, Dewey was Dewey, and we loved it because he would say it like it is when something, wasn't going correctly, at least in his eyes. Well, that hasn't happened yet. Thankfully.
Yeah.
So you almost need something, or an old regime or tied to the old regime to get a comment like that.
Yeah, that's a fair point. If we interviewed Logan Cook a little more, he might give us some.
Come on.
Duval TV, who's faster on the field, Tootin or BTJ? I think you throw in Travis Hunter here, too, that 22.6 miles per hour. So,
and Ransaw.
And I guess Ransaw, too. So, I mean, they've got speed. There's more speed on this field. I don't know. He says he knows the answer. Do you know the answer to that, BTJ or Tootin?
Who's the fastest?
Yeah.
40-yard dash?
Yeah, I think BTJ. I mean, I'm sorry. I think Tootin had 4.28 coming out. BTJ's like 4.33.
Yeah.
But it might feel like, I feel like BTJ's faster on the field. It looks faster. Nature of position, maybe, open space.
Yeah. I would lean towards Tootin. If it's just a straight line, I'm up 40-yard dash, I'll take Tootin.
William Torres says, what do we think the offensive splits will be, 50-50 pass rush or more like 70-30 pass rush? Well, that's a big gap, all right? 70-30 is not happening. That's like Western Kentucky's offense. You know, that's probably not happening.
Army.
But 50-50, I feel like is going to be a little more on the pass side.
I wrote an article about it on Jaguars.com. Check it out. It all depends who they're playing.
Yeah, right. But by the end of it, shake out, would you be surprised if it's like 54-46 kind of spread in one way or the other?
Dude, I mean, sure. Like, I think it'll all balance
it'll be pretty
out.
Balanced out.
It's going to be balanced out at the end of the day, but I think it's really going to come down to who they're playing in terms of how much they want to run, how much they want to pass.
Yeah, I think it's easier to predict the pass because it's hard to predict the run game's going well. And if the run game's not going well, you abandon it. The one good thing this year, I think you feel the Jags led, by the way, this past season for the third most snaps of anybody else in the National Football League.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're doing that, you can run the ball more if you're leading.
But here's the thing. If you run the football, then you're going to be good at passing the football.
True. It'll open it up. But
when
maybe not the volume.
That's when you win MVPs, though. It happened with Matthew Stafford. It happened with Josh Allen.
Good point. And open the door for Baker Mayfield to have a huge year, too. Jags Japan, Hunter, Brown, and Lewis may become best corner trio since Ramsey, Boye, and Colvin.
There hasn't been a great trio since, so yeah. I mean, I don't know if they can be that good. You hope so.
Well,
but
the since part is good. I guess I'm kind of
Keyword
phrasing
is
it in my
trio.
mind. Can they be better?
Yeah.
And that's a hard one to predict because Ramsey was just so good. And by the way, Boye was awesome that year. Like, unbelievable. Colvin, both Boye was unbelievable. Colvin turned it into a contract. But I'll sign up for it. If it's a conversation to be had at some point, the Jags are doing really well.
Correct.
Fair enough in that context. All right, good day at camp overall. Let's put a bow on our coverage of the first day of training camp with Olivia Tassily in our Republic Services or Recycled headlines of the day. Don't forget to check out recyclingsimplified.com. Get educated on lithium batteries at republicservices.com/lithium batteries. Do not throw those in your regular trash. There's a way to do it. Prevent fires. Check out republicservices.com/lithium batteries. Here's Action Sports Jack's Olivia Tassily with a recap of day one of training camp.
And just like that, training camp practice number 1 is in the books for the Jacksonville Jaguars. The 3 storylines that we saw while out here on the grass, well, we have to start with that beefed up Travis Hunter, right? The first time we have seen that two-way player full go since last season. Travis Hunter started with the wide receivers in warm-ups, then headed over to the DBs and did some drills with them before putting on that white penny during team drills. The second storyline has to go to Jack Kaiser. He went down during team drills, grabbed his knee. Head coach Liam Cohen said he's going to have an MRI tonight. Kaiser did not scream out in pain, so he's hoping for a shorter rather than longer recovery for Kaiser, whatever that injury may be. And finally, the debut for Chris Rodriguez as a Jacksonville Jaguars. Head coach Liam Cohen talking about that running back addition, saying he's a glass eater. End quote. And that's how we're going to leave it. That'll do it for day 1 for the Jacksonville Jaguars training camp. We'll be back out here tomorrow, bright and early at 8 a.m. For now, at the Miller Electric Center, I'm Olivia Tassily, Action Sports Jacks.
Thank you, Liv. And by the way, Republic Services Recycled headlines of the day. Well done, glass eater.
I like it, man.
Reminds me of like the rolling ball of butcher knives for Maurice Jones-Drew, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah, I like it.
Interesting. I did not feel. Here's what I did not know, and I didn't really predict. I did not know day 1 of Jags training camp would have so much Chris Rodriguez conversation in it. I just didn't.
Sure.
I just didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Travis Hunter, Trevor Lawrence, Brian Thomas Jr., all those conversations.
Yeah.
It's just interesting because obviously he's out there and cleared. That's a big story. And like you guys discussed. And
it's also the biggest question mark.
One of the biggest question marks.
Yeah.
All right, man. Fun day to get back out there. By the way, we are far from done here with Action Sports Jacks. We will have coverage throughout the day on our CBS 47 and Fox 30 platforms in the newscast from 4 to 7 o'clock, basically. And then tonight, we debut First and 10 Training Camp, really a long-running show with our Action Sports Jacks brand at 11:15 on CBS 47 and Fox 30. We'll have that for you, full 15-minute recap of training camp, more of our conversations, and more of Olivia Tassley and our team coverage, too, from what Trevor Lawrence had to say, Liam Cohen had to say, and some more notes from the day. All right. Good work. Back at it tomorrow, 10 a.m. Brent and Austen Show on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 Network.
Attention Jacksonville drivers, we heard you loud and clear. You told us oil changes were taking too long, and we listened. That's why we're proud to introduce our brand new Nimnik Express service. We've added additional staff so you can get your oil changed without ever having to book an appointment. Just pull into our express lane and we'll take care of it in the neighborhood, running errands. Just realized you're overdue? Just stop on in. No appointments, pull in, get out, get going. Nobody but Nimnik.
No one does it better, plays harder, or delivers more sports than CBS 47, Fox 30, and streaming on Action Sports Jacks 24/7. The only local, multi-platform, round-the-clock streaming sports show in Jacksonville.
Yeah, thanks, Brent and Austen. I really appreciate you having me on.
From high school football, college game days, the AFC,
wide open, caught for a touchdown.
The NFC,
he gets there, touchdown, Seattle.
The PGA,
unbelievable.
World Cup soccer, NASCAR,
Denny Hamlin, big-time victory in Nashville.
Baseball.
Fly ball deep center, up it's going back, the ball is going long.
Local Jag shows.
You can feel the energy in here. There should be energy. Jags are in the middle of a playoff race.
And, of course, your official stations of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Lloyd, pick six.